Sambaran. Yo, guys. Yo, hi, hi. Yeah, we live in a mafia state. About South Africa, it's an absolute mafia state. I know a lot of you guys have been following the Cape Town taxi strikes and what is happening between the Western Cape government and Santaco, the union for Amadex. And I think at the beginning of all of this, Nazi, what we've been hearing, we're hearing one side, in terms of the taxis saying that they're impounded for small things, and the city of Cape Town being a bit too aggressive in what they were doing. Yo, guys, I've been following this thing very closely. Um, Listen to our police minister, Peggy Cele, talk about how people need to come off their high horse and sit down and negotiate for the sake of the people. And then I listened to the Minister of Transport, Umamu Sindisiwe Chikunga, I think is her surname. Apologies if I mispronounced it. Um, and then you on the other side listen to when the premier say Western Cape or Ellen Wind, and then I was listening to the mayor and I'm listening, man, and I'm sitting and I'm watching video after video after video after video, and I think I get it. I understand how when you have two white males talking about certain things, it doesn't sound right. So instantly we're like, hey, these guys might be racist. They don't care. Like, I get it. It's almost like me as a man talking about challenges that women face. So when you are a white male and you're trying to handle a situation that affects the poor black majority of the Cape Town, it sounds as if you are not as sympathetic for the people, because you've never experienced it, or you sitting in your white male privileged spaces. Kandi, yes, yes, guys, no ways, our government, The taxi owners went to the meetings carrying an AK-47. Like, I'm an AK-47. Like, you're going to sit with government officials. Yes, you can have private security, sharp. Why wear a AK-47? Like, to a meeting, to go negotiate. God, what's happening? And then you have the Minister of Police saying we must negotiate. But guys, look, you realize that these cars were impounded. One, they were blocking the road, or well, to the airport from Cape Town. That's illegal. So you must impound them. We've all experienced Amateksi. Let's not talk as if, oh my God, shame. We've experienced Amateksi, and Amateksi have almost like what's this word that I'm looking for? Immunity. They drive however, they do whatever. The taxi violence that happens in this country, in Kabi and things like that, we hear about it day in, day out. Taxi drivers, it's a one way, you driving this way, a taxi driver can come facing you. Yeah, it stops wherever. We've seen this. Some of us who grew up in taxis, living, breathing taxi parat in out, we saw taxi valegi sometimes in a taxi. Yes, there's amazing drivers, there's amazing owners, that we get that. But geez, we mustn't act as if this industry is known for roses and unicorns. This is an industry that is known for gangsterism. This is an industry that's known for mafia tactics, for murders. We know this. And what's worse is that we know Metro police that own taxis. We know SAPS people that own taxis. So now, if I'm a Metro cop and I'm meant to police or manage the illegal activities on the road, and my taxis are the one that's breaking the speed limit, my taxis are the one that's they are faulty, what. Of course, I'm not going to be tough on that. Now you must negotiate. What are you negotiating? If a normal citizen gets their car impounded, they have to pay the bill. Of course, they have to pay the bill. If they have a fine, they have to pay the fine. So again, if you listen to is it Jordan Hill Lewis, the mayor of Cape Town, he says we've given thousands and thousands and thousands of fines, and people aren't paying them. People aren't paying them. There's documentation upon documentation upon document of all these fines, of all the the road laws, whatever, that they've broken over and over. Okay, sharp, we're going to impound your cars. A lot of these guys are traveling with unlicensed guns. They've seen them. They've seen. Yet we must now. Okay, and what Upegita is doing is that he's trying to play on the hot streets, the hot strings of the masses. The commuters need to get to work, kids need to go to school, and taxi drivers, why are they burning down buses? Why are they like destroying trains? Yeah, but you don't know. We do know, guys. We're not stupid. We do know. Why is it that destruction of other public transportation only happens when the taxis strike? This is not the first time. When the taxis strike, you know that Uber drivers are going to get beat up. You know that Taxify guys are going to get beat up. You know that buses are going to get burnt. We know all of this. But like, it only happens when they strike. When teachers strike, it's fine. Things are going sharp. But when they strike, it's anarchy. Guys, we in a mafia state, and our politicians are in bed with these people. Our politicians have to be in bed with they have to be in bed with the guys at ESCOM. That's why things are fucked. We're still living in load shedding. They have to be in bed with Zamazamas. You can't fucking arrest a couple of guys. Oh, these are unknown people with just a bit of wire cutter. Guys, there's political killings that happen in KZN day in, day out. No one gets arrested. There are people being sent, a hired hitman killing. Nothing happens. We've got political members that have rap sheets the size of really. No one has been arrested for nothing. Of all these political guys who have been Marikana, this and that, no one goes to nothing. And what we tend to do, because they play identity politics and they play this racial card, is that when you see these two white men actually fucking saying things that make sense, because they're white men, we just go, fuck that. And then you put umama umdala, umama usindisiwe chikunga. We as black people need to umama, yebo ma, sezwa ma, yebo ma. Mama, they're breaking the law, and you know that these taxi drivers are breaking the law. That is what's painful. Because when we're listening to you talk, we're going, how? Oleti, what are you saying? Oleti, they blocked the roads. Of course you must impound it. Oleti, there's guns. Oleti, if you've ever been in a taxi, you understand the dynamics of some of these taxi drivers. If you've ever known anyone, you know, Guti, this guy might have one permit and own 10 cars with one permit. We know this. We know the unroadworthy cars. We know if we were to just we say, okay, let's block off from Republic just to the beginning of Smarts, and all the taxis that we go through, we do just a standard roadworthy. How many of them will fail? Overloading, come on, guys, come on. And our government does fuck all, and they will do fuck all. And then Western Cape will sort this taxi thing out, because again, they're not willing to negotiate with the mafia. They sort that out, and then we get angry when certain aspects of Western Cape functions. We get angry because we're like, these white racists, these white racists. I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying that those two gentlemen, the premier and the mayor, are not racist. I'm saying what's in this case, fuck, they make sense, guys. Like, start now paying attention to what is happening. They are making perfect sense, and they want to run the Western Cape the way that it ought to be run, Because here in Gauteng, you go back to KZN, it's mafia. The government is mafia, and we are fucked. We are fucked electricity. We are fucked in terms of jobs. Everybody's going to play the political game. You're going to see all Julius jumping up and down. You're going to see all these political people literally having hoo-ha because next year is an election year and they want to get your vote. So they'll start saying this and start doing this. But at the end of the day, why do people get into politics? For money. I've got a lot of friends, acquaintances that are in politics. I've never heard one person say, oh, I want to go join the EFF because I want to help my community. Oh, I want to join because I want to help build. They're all saying, you've heard that. Don't act like you're not. Again, what they do is that they play this game, they pin us against each other, and on the back end, they're chowing money, they're chowing a matenda, they're chowing this, they're moving that mafia life. And Tina, who are living in the dock, and Tina, who can't commute to school because you guys are burning down the buses and the trains, because Tina, who are getting affected, we will still compete against each other. We'll be their puppets, guys. Yo, I don't want to say too much before I get emotionally. But anyway, guys, stay safe. Let's stay woke. Let's work together. Let's try and find these solutions. Yeah, man. Never cry. Sharp.